Ian McColl, President of the Sheep Meat Council of Australia. Welcome to Digital Farm TV.
Thank you, Mike.
Tell us about wild dogs.
Wild dogs, look, it's great as an industry, and Minister Joyce launched last week the new National Wild Dog campaign. Wild dogs have been a huge issue for us in many production areas, in different parts of different states, but a number of producers have had to go out of producing any sort of livestock, be it cattle or be it sheep. You know, most people seem to think it's a major issue for sheep production, can be just as big an issue for cattle production, and it's great that we're now having a whole of national, state, local government and all the associated bodies that are involved will actually now be working together to formulate a plan to hopefully have a major impact on wild dogs, which are causing havoc within the industry, and major welfare concerns for us as well as anything else.
Talking about impacts then, can you describe in some way the impact wild dogs are having on lamb and sheep and wool producers and other livestock, obviously, right around Australia?
Look, it's a major issue for us. It is area specific. You know, it's not. There are some areas that, and I guess this has been one of the issues or one of the problems for the industry, is that there are certain areas that are really badly affected. And there are other areas not so much, and so that's been part of our whole education campaign, because the production losses, you can get 100% production losses, as I say, and individual farmers going completely out of industries because they just can't overcome their problems that they've got.
And the problem is escalating. Are you sure that having a united approach is terrific, but what you really need is a strategy and far more aggressive, if I can use that word, far more aggressive programs by government and the private sector to control the dogs?
Look, absolutely, and that's part of this whole new campaign, and I think also there's been a recognition that it's going to happen at a regional basis, and I think if we look at campaigns over time that have happened within the farming industry, it's very much the fact that when you regionalise those and you put a person in charge at that region who actually has ownership of it and knows what's going on with that region, and I think that's what's great about the new plan. It actually takes into account a regional approach but then ties it into a state and to a national approach. That's, to my knowledge, that's the first time that's ever happened.
Big challenge. We wish the whole industry great luck in getting this thing under control.
Absolutely.
Can we turn now to talk about sheep meat demand, both domestically and overseas? What are the challenges and what are the opportunities going into the future?
Look, the sheep meat industry, I think, is a great place to be at the moment. If we look what's happening on a world basis, New Zealand is certainly reducing their demand, their ability to supply. You know, they've come back from under 30 million sheep. The dairy industry in the South Island's taken a considerable amount of sheep production out of that particular area. The demand that we're seeing for our product around the world now is increasing, has been increasing on a steady basis. You know, China's been a major increase into China into the last 2 years. We look at having good markets all around the world. We don't want one particular market that we're actually beholden to or has a huge level of market power, because as in any organisation, you know, the strength is in the amount of different markets that we actually have. 54% of our products now going overseas. Biggest market is still our domestic market, which is 46%, which is a very strong market for us. But I think realistically, you know, we are going to see most of the improvements come from overseas. Also, you look at what's going on with live export. We've just reopened the markets into Bahrain, which will turn potentially into a very important market for us again. About 2 million sheep going out live export at the moment this year, with forecasts of 3+ over the next few years. So our ability to supply is going to be a real challenge for the industry on a year-round basis.
So I guess the council and the industry are working on strategic plans to address those challenges?
Look, we are. We've just finished the strategic sheep industry plan, which went from 2010 to 2015, and we're now working on a new one from 2015 to 2020, which will outline a lot of those issues and a lot of those concerns, so we can continue providing a premium product, which we've been marketing for the last number of years on a worldwide basis. We're producing, you know, we're supplying over 100 countries with product at the moment, which has been an extraordinary turnaround from where we were as an industry many years ago.
MLA, Research and Development and Marketing, it cops its fair share of criticism, as all such bodies do. Is there a real need? It's got a new CEO. Is there a real need for cultural change there at MLA and to adjust to the new realities going forward?
Look, I think any industry that doesn't change at the moment is going to fall behind, you know, and the livestock industries are no different to any other industry. MLA, I think, is changing some of the ways that they do business. I mean, we work really collaborative with MLA and have done on a very much a long-term basis. We're looking at changes that we need within the industry. MLA, I think, is also aware that, you know, there needs to be a level of change, and clearly with the new CEO they've now got in there and has come in and said that, you know, I'm looking at how we do business, and it'd be really good to see what sort of changes are implemented over the next period of time. We have a really good working relationship with them. Done a huge amount on R&D. There's no doubt that R&D and genetics has been one of, and meat eating quality and the different cuts that we now have in the lamb industry have been a huge level of success, which has been a joint venture with MLA.